The other day, I saw an article on Anime News Network about Sword Art Online celebrating a special anniversary of 10 years. And it was talking about this exhibit that was going to be going on with some sort of art and also a special figurine that they were going to be producing. And I did a double take because I'm like, the Sword Art Online anime did not start 10 years ago. Have I jumped in a time warp? So I did a little research, and no, the anime, of course, did not premiere in 2009. However, the series was originally a web novel, which I did not know, that ended in 2008, and then the first light novel, or more like official publication, happened in 2009. So, believe it or not, we are in fact coming on 10 years of Sword Art Online, for better or for worse. And it's not going anywhere. That's for sure. You know, there was a lot of videos that have gone out saying different negative opinions on Sword Art Online, long analytical diatribes, many that I myself have enjoyed. And I think there was an assumption, well, in fact, I know there was an assumption because there was a video about exactly that all this hatred of Sword Art Online and sort of revealing its flaws as a storytelling mechanism were bringing down its popularity. This was based on mal reviews and a general consensus of people when they talk about the show really shifting. And so I think there was a part of me, and perhaps others, who thought that eventually Sword Art Online would sort of just go away. It would always be this meme that people talked about, but eventually the flame would die out because who is actually unironically supporting it, right? Like, all publicity is good publicity or whatever, but to a certain point, if you don't have actual fans, then you're not going to make money off of merchandise and figurines, which is the bigger money maker than just watching the show online or even seeing one of the movies in theaters. However, if you look at the list of light novels, there's a lot, you know? We've got 6 in one arc, 3 in another arc. The number of video games is also a lot. I think this is saying that in total there's 21 volumes by Riki Kawahara. So, you know, that's not going anywhere. But even just that, you know, how hard is a light novel to publish, right? Well, they keep making anime. And once again, you can say, oh, well, there's just enough sort of carryover from all the talk to lead enough of an audience. But you don't release something because people hate it. This isn't a so bad it's good kind of situation where it's made with perhaps a little bit of self-awareness or irony and enjoyed by a cold audience. This is a show with tons of seasons and like 20 video games, by the way, which I had not expected, and a spin-off show, Gun Gale Online. But I think the most damning piece of evidence, really, that Sword Art Online is actually still liked by people is the fact Crunchyroll ran a poll about what shows they were most anticipated about for fall. Once again, I want to reiterate that this is for Japan. This is not for the United States. It is for fans of Japan who aren't, of course, necessarily going to be in tune with the reception shows are getting over here about what shows they were most excited for. And, you know, you're scrolling through the list and you're like, Fate Grand Order, okay, very popular series. Psycho Pass 3, personally very excited for that as well. My Hero Academia, also not surprising. Number 2 is Chihayafuru. I apologize if I mispronounced that. I really do want to watch that show. But then you get to number 1. Okay? And number 1 is Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld. Kirito looks dead in this poster, by the way. Like, his eyes are soulless and creepy, which I'm assuming, like, it's supposed to be like that, but it still kind of creeps me out. Like, looking into his eyes is sort of how I feel about the fact that Sword Art Online is number 1 on this list. Clearly something's working. even if you use the whole argument that, oh, what's popular isn't cool, if you want to be hipster, being the number one most anticipated show when we do have shows as big as My Hero Academia, more in the Fate Grand Order, and in general just some really quality stuff coming out, both sequels and non-sequels in the fall, it's number one. It's not just on the list, it's number one. So I think we have to ask ourselves, what do they think of Sword Art Online in Japan? And that's what I really want to know. Seriously, if you know people who watch the show in Japan, or you are in Japan, I seriously want to know what people think of it over there, because that's the only explanation I have. It just makes me question what people think is good and what isn't. I'm not even here to bash Sword Art Online. I watched from the beginning like everybody else. It was the start of the latest isekai craze. I was really interested in the premise and the setup because the world seemed interesting and the characters seemed fine. But like many who watch quite a bit of anime and are used to certain expectations of quality, I was eventually let down by character progression, that weird looking scene, you know what I'm talking about, and just in general the way the show kind of built Kirito into this unstoppable force of nature that wasn't particularly interesting as a protagonist anymore. But I was always happy to just kind of silently sit on the sidelines and watch people both enjoy and hate it, and read the arguments and watch the videos. But this still shocked me somehow. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe the voices that I'm paying attention to are the minority and they're not the majority. But I'm talking about some big YouTubers have covered this. I'm also stuck on the fact that there's 20 Sword Art Online games. Is that ironic? Is that weird? Is one of these VR? Yep, one of these is VR. There's a Sword Art Online VR game. Why would you watch Sword Art Online and then play a VR game? That one just kind of hurts me a little. I don't even know how to feel about that. I actually saw Sword Art Online, I think it was a PlayStation 4 game, in a used bookstore the other day, and I thought about buying it, and maybe I will buy it for the memes, and just check it out, because I've never really seen too much about the video games. I think I saw a video once covering one of them, but clearly there's so many, so I have no idea which one it was at this point. So what do we take away from this? Does the consensus of fans in the West matter to what's produced in Japan? Or perhaps is the consensus in the West not what I believe it is? I'd love to hear down in the comments section below what you think about this new season of Sword Art Online being the most anticipated anime for fall of 2019. Your opinions about Sword Art Online in general, and especially if you have any kind of contacts of people in Japan who can tell you what they think about it. I do know a couple people that I might hit up and ask myself who are living over there to see if they know or have heard anything. Of course, that's only going to be anecdotal, but I still think it would be really interesting to try to get to the bottom of this. We're getting closer to the fall 2019 season, so I'm excited to cover more of the shows that are coming out and let you know what I think about them. If you're interested in that and other anime news coverage, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Peace out.